Hello, everyone. Welcome back to DSP versus the Internet, episode 80. Let's jump further into the Ultra member submissions for the week since we have to move here. Let's see what we've got.
Burgers are delicious. There are so many different variations of burgers that it is insane. But
Damn, this guy's voice is so deep, but I can barely hear it. Like, I gotta up my TV speakers to hear. You guys let me know if you can hear this guy or not. I'm having some problems. I gotta up my TV speakers.
today I'm going to be cooking something we've never had before. As everything starts off with this, the meats.
Wow.
And you can already tell what they are.
Look at that.
Ostrich, wild boar, and kangaroo. When I saw
All right, we can obviously see who his sponsor is, right? It's a little apparent who his sponsor is for this video, correct?
this on the supermarket, I said, you know what? I must have it. I have no idea. I've never tried anything like it. Except obviously wild boar, which I'm assuming is going to taste very similar to pork. But the other two, have you ever had ostrich? How about kangaroo?
I've never had any of these.
I didn't even know you can eat kangaroo, but apparently you do. So the first one I opened
You could eat anything. You could literally eat anything. You could eat humans, just don't tell anyone. All right, don't take that advice. That's bad advice.
was the ostrich. I thought it was gonna be like chicken. No. This is like beef. Check out the texture.
Yeah, why would it be like
That was
chicken? It
quite
looks just like
surprising
beef.
to me. And if I'm being
looks
honest,
exactly
I cannot
like
wait
beef.
to find out how it's gonna taste. Because the next thing to do is to go ahead and make some balls. I'll be making each individual one
Very low
3
fat,
ounces.
though. You see that? Very low fat, because the fat would be like the pockets of white. It doesn't look like it has. It must be a very lean meat.
Next up, the wild boar. As you can clearly see, the color is very different. And I
Yeah.
believe that's because
Well,
of the
pork.
amount of fat it has. Ostrich is lean and wild boar is not.
Boar is the same family as pork, so it's going to be a fattier meat. Exactly. It's going to be a different color.
So I went ahead and moved on to the next step and made some balls. Because if I'm being completely honest, I was more excited about this one. Kangaroo. Yeah, take a look at it. It also feels like beef. The texture is quite similar. And I have absolutely no idea
That's got like zero fat. Look, there's like zero fat in that meat. It's so lean. So he's got to be careful when he cooks that one.
what to expect. But the hopes is that it's going to turn out good. Because once I was done with all of my balls, check it out. They are now ready to be cooked. And I cannot wait to find out which one is going to taste best. Now in order to have good burgers, you gotta make a sauce. This one is quite simple. Into a bowl I threw in some mayo, followed by mustard, ketchup, and Worcestershire sauce. Mixed that up
Huh.
real good, and my sauce was ready. It's that simple. Just in case they did not turn out very good, I decided to go ahead and make a simple side dish. And this one is simple to make and very delicious. And here's how I did it. Into a bowl I combined some Swiss cheese, followed by mozzarella and Parmesan cheese. Mixed all of the cheeses together
lot of
and set it
cheese,
aside.
jeez.
Then I went ahead and got some pepperoni. The nice thick one but very thin slices. As now into a baking sheet I set down some parchment paper. Then I added a generous amount of the cheese mix, followed by 1 slice of pepperoni cheese.
So he's making a cheese saucer? Like, what would you even call that? A cheese saucer with a piece of pepperoni. It's basically pizza without dough. That's exactly what he did. Doughless pizza, I guess you call that.
Right on top. Once that was done, into the oven it goes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. As once the cheese is fully melted, take it out and don't touch it. You want to let the whole thing cool down and get
Don't touch it, you son of a bitch. I saw you touching the turkey at Thanksgiving before it was ready. Get your filthy
crispy.
hands off.
The longer it sits, the crispier it's gonna get. Once they're nice and cool, all there's left to do is to plate them up, add a tiny bit of chives
That is-
right on
I'm
top
gonna be
for
honest, that's a
color
lot
and
of- that's pretty
flavor,
weird,
and that
dude.
is today's side dish. And I think they're gonna go perfectly
Weird.
along with our burgers.
Would you eat that? Would you just eat a big thing of cheese with a piece of pepperoni on it? I want something more of substance. Something with bread. Or I don't know if I would just eat the crisped cheese. You know, that would probably be good on a burger. Like if you put that on a burger, maybe. But I don't know if I would just want to eat that. Too much cheese.
Talking about that, don't forget what type of burgers these are. Let's just call them exotic. Because now that I have
Exotic.
everything ready, to make them even better, I'll be definitely adding some cheese and that
Excuse me.
beautiful sauce I just made. As now I say, it is enough talking and it is time to make some smash burgers. So let's do it.
No, he's gonna make smash burgers again? Oh, come on. Why is this guy infatuated with smash burgers? I hate the idea of a smash burger. A good burger needs to be medium or medium rare, and it needs to not be smashed to retain the natural flavor and juice. If you smash the burger, you're literally exploding all of that flavor and juice out of the burger. And I get that it's a fad, but it's a fad. a real gourmet burger, especially he spent a lot of money on this meat, right? This exotic meat. And he's going to make a smash burger out of it? Oh, come on. This is killing me. This is the second video of him doing smash burgers that I've been watching. And I'm like, this is really bothering me. He's going to smash. No! It's too thin. It's too thin. All the juice. All the juice. So, no lie, those burgers are 100% well done, through and through. There's not any pink inside of that because he crushed the burger and all the juice was lost. And I get it. Like, here's what's going to happen. With this burger, you're going to taste a ton of cheese. You're going to taste the sauce, right? But you're going to have a hard time honing in on the flavor of the meat because you squeezed all of the moisture out of it. So I just don't understand the smash burger fad. I just don't.
This experiment is either going to be really good or really bad, everybody. And before the taste testing, I just want to give you guys a quick reminder that all of my products are exclusively available at every Walmart. We got the Burger Smasher, the one-of-a-kind griddle, the marinating container.
Can we get the Burger Smasher taken out of Walmart so people can eat tasty burgers? Like, can we just get it removed? Because you should never do that, in my opinion. That's terrible, right? I don't know, man. I don't know. All right.
Beautiful burgers with a nice side dish, gentlemen. What do you guys think, huh?
It feels like fast food today. It's just burgers and like something pizza-like.
So this is basically our side dish here today, but it's not about the side dish.
Exactly.
It's all about...
I would assume he just makes a side dish every episode because it has nothing to do with the subject matter of the video, right?
The burgers. Each individual burger is slightly different than the other. I really want to know your opinion. Tell me if it tastes better or worse, or I don't know.
I mean...
Okay, you're making me a little bit scared, but if there's burgers in front of me, that means it's gotta be a good day.
It's probably an experiment, bro.
Right?
It's gotta be some sort of experiment.
We'll find out right now. Enough talking. Let's dig in. We're gonna start in the middle. Please, Leo, go ahead and grab yours.
Okay.
How does it smell? Does it smell any different? It doesn't smell different to me because the bread overpowers everything in...
No, see, here's the thing. You smashed the burger, so when you did that, you actually destroyed any of the aroma that the meat would have had. If you had left it like a nice medium rare burger and you cut into it, you would have had that juicy pink and all that flavor and scent. And by crushing the burger, you literally squeezed it out of it. So it's not going to smell any different. All you're going to smell is cheese and bread because you did that.
And the sauce and the cheese.
I feel like maybe a little bit.
I don't really smell a difference, but it looks different.
I think he's just scared, everybody. Well, enough talking. Let's give it a go. Give me your honest opinion. Cheers,
show us the burger.
everybody.
No.
Cheers.
Show us the... See, they didn't show us the cross-section. Show me the color of the meat in that burger. You notice it's hidden? We didn't get to see the color of the meat. I guarantee you that shit is well done. I guarantee it.
What?
That is a lot better than I expected. What do you guys think, huh?
I can't tell if it's just that I'm this hungry or if this burger is that good. It's very bold, it's very in your face, and I actually am a big fan of this.
I don't know what the
Yeah,
hell.
look, the meat is totally gray. I was 100% correct. Look at the meat in his hand. It's completely gray. He squeezed any of the you know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Here's the thing. When you do a smash burger, what you're going to end up getting is like a char on the outside of the burger. I think that's what a lot of people like. When you bite into it, you're going to get like a crispiness on the edge of the burger, and that itself can be pretty tasty. I've had burgers like that, and I really liked them. But if the experiment was to taste the gourmet meat, I would have totally done it medium rare so you could taste the meat. And instead, he overcooked it. And now I'm telling you, this isn't representative of what that meat should basically taste like. You know?
What's going on in here? You expect a patty to taste how you're used to.
But a good weird in a good way.
But this is a good weird.
Very successful, the very first one. And
Yep, look. Take a look at the burger. It's completely gray. I was right.
in order to cleanse our pellets, I would like for you to grab one of these.
I don't
now,
care
this
about the
is
side dish.
100%
We can
just
skip the side
cheese,
dish.
and you can see the top. I don't need to
Pointless.
tell you. Try it out. Let me
Oh,
know
he
how-
showed the
because I want to
cross-section.
go on the next one, and this one
Hold
we're
on.
going to go for next. Go ahead
He
and
showed
grab
the
yours,
cross
sir.
section.
I want to know how this one tastes.
Look,
This one's more
complete.
like-
Are you kidding me? That is so overdone. That is so overcooked. Like, it's, look at it. You can even see that it's dry. Just looking at it, You can see that it's dry. Again, if you like the cheese and the sauce, and you don't really care about the flavor of the meat, I actually think that the smash burger would be fine. But he has crushed the flavor out of the burger. You can see it looking at it. It looks dry as hell. And it's great. It's not the color of you would want to eat meat.
This one looks like beef.
Darker? How do you know it's not beef?
I can smell this one. This one don't smell like beef.
Oh, this one smells different, everybody.
This one smells a little strange.
All right, let's find out how it tastes. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Huh.
Oh, that's different.
That's very different.
It's not that bad.
I don't think it's bad at all.
No, it's not bad at all, but I'm just looking for some fat.
Yeah, I will say it needs a little bit of juice.
I'm just a big fan.
Yeah, because you crushed it, dude. See? He crushed the meat, and it's already a very lean meat. The boar is a fatty meat because it's in the pig family, so it was okay. He smashed the ostrich, and the ostrich is already a lean meat. He crushed all the fat and juice that was in it out of it, so it's a dry burger. That's why you don't make it a smash burger. He's confirming what I've been saying the whole time.
Of this burger. That last one was juicy. This one is less juicy. There's less moisture in it, but the flavor is actually better for me.
It's not bad, but it's definitely not my favorite from the previous one. All right, before you go ahead and finish the rest, let's go ahead and try the last one. This one I'm mostly curious.
This also should be dry because this looked like it was the leanest of all the three meats, right?
About. How does that one smell and how does that one look?
It looks like red. Is this medium?
That's even worse. That's even drier and worse than the ostrich because he smashed it. Oh, man. Again, it seems to me, this guy, if he's selling products at Walmart, this guy's a big following, right? But to me, this is like blasphemy. Like, I would never eat this meat like this. This is, I don't know, man. I don't know. It looks bad to me. It looks dry. Very dry.
I can't really smell anything on this one.
Let's give it a try and see how it tastes.
I got nothing.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Huh.
Oh, this is dry.
It is.
What did I just fucking say? What did I just say? What did I just say? What did I just fucking say? I told you. People in chat are arguing with me. I told you. He goes, oh, it's so dry. Yeah, because you smashed it. You smashed the burger.
Weird. That's exactly the right name.
It's as lean as the last burger that we had. There's almost no juice that comes out of this freaking thing. It's more balanced and it's good, but different.
It doesn't taste bad. I like it. Yeah, I think this would go really well with a regular burger because it is leaner and it is a little bit less juicy.
So you guys are all correct.
See?
None of these are actually beef. So let me ask you a question. The very first one was extremely fatty. What did you think it was?
Maybe pork?
Good. You're in the right direction. It was actually wild boar.
Okay.
Oh.
The second meat, what did you think it was?
That was lean. That had to be like a rabbit or something.
No, not at all. It was actually ostrich.
What?
You love ostrich.
But it's a bird.
Yes.
It didn't even look like white
It's not
meat.
white meat, it's actually red meat. Exactly.
I feel uncomfortable that I like it.
The very last one, which is the most exotic burger we have today, is kangaroo.
I'm not gonna lie. Kangaroo tastes pretty good.
These are some exotic meats.
All right. Well, I feel like if you're gonna do the taste test, right? Then doing, not smashing the burger would have been the best thing to do because two of them were so dry because he smashed them, And that's my take. Again, a good smash burger. You know what I think smash burger? I think you actually don't have so good meat. The meat you have isn't that good. So what you want to do is you want to smash it so it melds in with the cheese and the sauce. So now you're hiding the fact that the beef doesn't taste so good, but it tastes good. Like that's what I would want to make a smash burger. I wouldn't want to do that with high-end meat. Like I wouldn't buy Kobe beef, right? And I wouldn't be buying grass-fed bison meat and then smash burgering it. I would only do it with low-grade meat. Then the smash burger makes sense. It seems like these guys, this is their shtick. Like they love smash burgers, so they just smash the fuck out of every burger. I don't think that's the right way to go about it. You can disagree. Still a good video though.
In a moment, we're gonna play you a song, and it's gonna be your challenge to reimagine the song as an instrumental jazz piece. I know we don't have a ton of time.
So it's
I know you got a gig
Nirvana
tonight,
on the
so
spot.
we
All right,
gotta go and
can
actually
we
play
just do
like
it?
a jazz gig.
Final performance. Here you go. I just want to hear the final performance. They're gonna cover Nirvana. Here we go. Damn, this guy's good. Damn, this guy's real good. He's going crazy. He's a master of his craft. By the way, guys, thank you for 100 likes on today's stream so far. If you're enjoying DSP versus the internet, please like the video and consider contributing in some way to DSP Reacts. Thank you. He's going crazy. Which Nirvana song is this? Oh, I don't know. I actually don't know what the song is. Oh, shit. Oh, that's Snazzy Nirvana. I like it. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ready? Wait, I got a new complaint. Real music. It's rare these days to get any attention on real music. I wonder how this video did. 2 million views! Yes! Respect for real musicians. 2 million views only 2 weeks ago. I am so happy to see that because so much music today is manufactured music and fake and made it synthed in a studio. And these guys are getting exposure and getting good views on amazing music. They absolutely deserve it. They're crushing it here. I'm really happy to see that this video did well like that. Yeah. That is correct. Air Wagner says this is great, but they don't get that the song's about suffering. You're absolutely right. Remixing a song like this or redoing it in a different style, it's cool because you get to hear it completely reimagined. But obviously, the point behind the song is lost. It's about pain and depression and, messed up stuff. Correct. It certainly doesn't have that vibe anymore. You've lost the vibe. Burner says, I don't trust any man who blows into a horn. Why? He's blowing. He's not sucking. He's blowing. Riffs. They're doing these riffs. You can tell he's doing it on the fly. All right, I vibed. I like it. but I do want to move on. It's a lot of the same, you know, but it's very nice. I'm glad that these guys got respect. They are called Ulysses Owens is the group. The last time Ulysses visited Dromea, we challenged him to make up his own drum part for In Bloom by Nirvana. This time we brought his jazz ensemble Generation Y. So the name of the group is Generation Y. Check out their stuff. They were really good. Cool.
We've got a few different models.
Oh, that's way too loud now. That's way too loud. Hold on. You guys let me know if it sounds too loud on stream.
For how they make money with
looks pretty
video
loud.
games. One is you buy the game and you get the game. This is probably...
All right, let's skip to when he actually talks about the games. The day before. Oh, we already know about the day before. It never even really existed, right? Like, it's not done. It's an unfinished game.
Number 10. Yeah, this is all opinion, but I think a lot of people can agree with this opinion. The Day Before. One of the most hyped games of all time. And the number one most wish-listed.
I didn't even hear about it until I heard about the controversy about it, that it wasn't real. It was like a fake game or whatever. I never heard about the game before. Maybe because it was a PC-based game, perhaps? Yeah.
Game in 2023. There were a lot of expectations going into the Day Before when it came out into early access on the 7th of December last year. Just 4 days later, developer Fantastic announced they were closing. So what happened? Well, to make a long story short, the game was beyond terrible. It was an unfinished mess that was nothing like the game they were advertising. It was supposed to be an open world survival MMO, but what came out was an extremely bare bones extraction shooter that was horribly buggy, unbalanced, and just all around terrible. Now, this isn't to say people were not skeptical about the game going in. I mean, the game they were promising was going to be The Last of Us, Mud Runners, Escape from Tarkov, and an MMO all combined into one, which is insanely ambitious. Right.
And they were a new studio. It wasn't like they had a track record of making good games. So the fact that people believed that they could pull this off was kind of ridiculous, right? Okay, I think we already know about the Day Before. I want to hear about ones I don't know about. Oh, Abandoned never came out. So here we go. It doesn't even exist, I don't think.
Terrible. At number 9 is Abandoned. Even though it was just a basic demo, the influence of PT, the playable teaser for Silent Hills, was huge. The game it was meant to advertise never came out, but the internet was voracious for some kind of follow-up or spiritual successor. Enter Abandoned. These sort of PT-likes are a dime a dozen, but Abandoned had one thing these games didn't. It got featured on the PlayStation blog back in 2021. That immediately gave the project an unearned credibility that a lot of folks got invested in, maybe too invested, in fact. They started coming up with all these elaborate conspiracy theories about how Hideo Kojima was actually involved, how it was secretly some kind of teaser for a new Kojima project. There was even an entire Reddit community built around looking for Easter eggs and talking about rumors. In hindsight, a lot of the stuff posted there was facetious, but there were definitely people who bought into the whole thing. The developers, for their part, seemed to encourage these rumors, although they really didn't have anything to do with Kojima Productions, and certainly didn't have access to the Silent Hill license. It was just a regular old PT ripoff with an ambitious trailer that probably wasn't representative of the final game. I say probably because Abandoned was, well, abandoned on March 31st, 2022. The developers, Blue Box, said the game was delayed indefinitely, even though they previously were teasing a release of the prologue. Nothing ever came out. The devs disappeared in the night. The whole thing ended up being a waste of time. So what was the point? Maybe it was just for the clout. There were a lot of reports of the main dev's toxic behavior on Discord. We'll never really know at the end.
It was weird because at one point, it seemed like the dev was trying to buy into the conspiracy theories, like actually get hype for the game off of the conspiracy theories. But if there was no real intention to make a full game to begin with, then what was the point of even doing that? It's just the whole thing just seemed really bizarre. I don't know. Maybe the guy just wanted some clout or something. Who knows? What is this one? I don't know. What game is this?
At number 8 is Helldivers 2, or its real name, Figurality. Yes, the popular online multiplayer shooter Helldivers 2 is actually a scam. You heard it here first, folks. We're coming for you, Arrowhead Game Studios. No, we're not talking about Helldivers 2, the real Helldivers 2. We're talking about Figurality. Yes, the Steam page looks identical to Helldivers 2 with the same art, same developer, and even lists Sony as the publisher. The price seems a little off, though. 75% discount on launch day seems pretty sketchy, but whatever. Then you actually launch the game to find out it's shovelware disguised as Helldivers 2. This was one of the many so-called fake game scams that have been popping up on Steam. The trick here is that shovelware devs disguise their crappy games as an actual popular game and try to make the store page look as close as possible to the real game in hopes of duping people into buying the.
Well, how do they do that? How can you use someone else's art and everything? That's illegal. So how did they get away with that and no one caught it and reported it? That's bizarre that no one caught it and reported it.
Game. It's an absurd strategy given Steam offers refunds, but I guess they're hoping to catch people who are really clueless about anything computer related, because otherwise you press the refund button. I mean, I know it's more than just a button, but it's not a lot more. Like, nobody's gonna turn on this piece of crap and think it's Helldivers 2 for real.
That's just weird that they did that, and I don't even know how you get away with it, right? Okay.
And number 7 is Curiosity, What's Inside the Cube? Oh, Peter Molyneux.
What's in
it
the
almost
cube?
feels
What's in the
cliche
cube?
to call one of his games a scam. Now, the thing is, most of the time, even if you don't like the game, no matter how much he may have overpromised before the game came out, the final product is still usually a complete game. It can be played and even enjoyed if you ignore all the over-the-top pie-in-the-sky promises. Like, Fable is by no means a bad game. Actually, there are people absolutely love all 3 Fable games. Also, Birds of Prey who talk over YouTube videos. Fable they're great games. They're just definitely not what he promised. You can't plant trees. You can't watch them grow in real time. There's no competition between adventurers to complete quests. None of that's there, but it's still a good game. Curiosity, What's Inside the Cube is bad. It's not even really a game. It's an app where you click on cubes. That's all you do. Or if you want, you can buy microtransactions so you can click on a whole bunch of cubes at once. That's the whole game. The selling point here is not the gameplay, though. It is the potential reward that one lucky player would get for being the one to reach the center of the cube. So the whole game was a collaborative effort as everyone peeled away the layers of these cubes by clicking. So eventually there would be one person who'd hit the center, and according to Peter, the reward would be life-changing. So what was the reward? It was to make the winner the God of Gods in Peter's other terrible unfinished game, Goddess.
What?
And they would get 1% of the revenue earned by Goddess, which sounds like a pretty sweet deal. But the actual winner of Curiosity never did see a cent, and the whole God of God things was utterly pointless. Apparently, the person who was meant to keep in contact with the winner was let go, and nobody filled in for them, so they just stopped contacting the winner, even though that was the whole point. Which, I mean, that sucks.
Wow.
That's really scummy. The 1% of the revenue of the game they were supposed to get, they did not get. Also, they closed down Goddess, and it wasn't profitable anyway, so no money for you. So this life-changing prize ended up.
Could he have sued? Probably. He probably could have sued, but at that point, since the studios are closing and everything, I guess what are you going to get? Oh, look, you sued, and now you can get the broken office chairs that are left behind. Great. So he got the shaft. He got the royal shaft. What is this?
Common scam games is the crypto game where you're not just having fun, you're also investing and possibly earning through playing or
What the
something
hell?
like that. Listen, the end game here is vague. It's mostly a lot of NFT and cryptocurrency gobbledygook, but the actual games are just slapped together asset flips using a generic third-person shooter Unreal template and a few random things purchased off the asset store to make potential investors think it's a real game. That's how most of these things go, but Vage Strike stands out a little bit more. The gameplay's actually decent. It seems to have had actual artists work on it, so what gives? Credit to this story goes through fellow YouTuber John, who's doing God's work playing through all these awful crypto games so nobody else has to. They've been doing this for a while now, but recently found Vage Strike, and the relative quality of the game has them curious. So they dug through the game files and found a file with a Steam app ID, even though Vage Strike is an Epic Store exclusive, and discovered through looking through the ID number that all the games actually came from a game called Red Eclipse. As it turns out, the makers of Vage Strike just stole the game wholesale and slapped a few new logos on it. I guess they hoped no one would notice. The thing is, Red Eclipse was an open source game. They allow for people to use their assets. People can even sell them. Literally all the Vage Strike devs had to do was attribute the original developers, but they couldn't even bother doing that. Probably because they were trying to scam investors into thinking that they made this game.
Wow. I don't think I would ever be involved in a crypto game. Sounds too much of a risk to me and too many underhanded people messing around with stuff. There's still a lot of these. This is a very long video. We've watched about half of it, so I think that's good. Maybe we'll just see what's the #1 big scam. Let's find out what's #1. Project Phoenix.
And at number 1 is Project Phoenix. At a certain point, the difference between an intentional scam and criminal negligence is almost non-existent, a very blurry line. Sometimes a project can just be run so poorly it doesn't matter if the original plan was to waste everyone's time and money, or if they were really trying to do something, because wasting everybody's time and money is the outcome either way. Now, there's nothing that directly proves Project Phoenix, Kickstarter's first Japan-based video game project, was a scam. All the biggest allegations against the project were proven to be false, but man, people donated over $1 million to this thing.
Yeesh.
It was one of the most successful early Kickstarter/crowdfunding games out there, but years went by with absolutely zero progress. So much emphasis was placed on a single god programmer who was meant to do the entire project, but when they got steady work elsewhere, it just seems like everything stopped. That's when the whole Tiny Metal controversy started. See, this other game that was meant to be a spiritual successor to Advance Wars popped up on Kickstarter saying it was being made by a team out in Los Angeles, but years later people found out it was actually another game made by the Project Phoenix guy, made by a second team he had formed. Many backers assumed they were taking money meant for Project Phoenix and using it for Tiny Metal, because
that's
what the
where
hell,
it's a
where
scam.
is Phoenix in all this? You're just working for a new game in secret now? The Project Phoenix guy was able to prove they hadn't misappropriated backer money at the time. They still held more than $300,000 to pay for physical backer rewards, and the team working on Tiny Metal was completely different, but the whole situation was really sketchy. Tiny Metal eventually came out, and they even made a sequel, but Project Phoenix is still nowhere to be seen. They
Oh,
never
shit.
officially announced the project ending, they just stopped.
That's got to be bad. Over $1 million invested, and then the game never even came out? Yeah. That's rough. Right? I mean, how do you just pocket that money? I mean, even if they misappropriated it, aren't they at least at some way responsible for putting something out since they took all that money? I wonder how these crowdfunding websites work, what their terms of service are and stuff, right? All right. Well, we're still in the midst of the Ultra Member submissions. We continue on in the next part. I hope to see you all there. Thanks for watching DSP versus the Internet. I'll be right back.